Style Nikki G here. Today I'm going to be showing you some great apps to have on your phone that automatically do things for your phone without you having to toggle or do it yourself. And a great part about this is none of these apps require root, so anyone can use them. So the first things I'm going to be showing you are some phone options. Now the first phone option is called Persist Plus. This is a volume locker. I've tried a couple different ones. I particularly myself like this one. As you can see, there's some thick lines and some thin lines here. The thin lines are actually volumes that I have locked. I'll open these up for you so you can see these a little better. That one's unlocked. This is pretty good because, like, let's say for instance you're on your phone and you're talking to someone, your hand slips, hits the volume down button, and you silence what they're saying right in the middle of what they're saying. If it's an important phone call or just any phone call, this will actually lock it and it won't allow it. So I'll show you right here. I'm going to press my volume down button. As you can see the right next to where it says ringer, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little white lock appearing and my volume will not go down. And then when I go to turn it on to see what it's at, see, it's right back to where it is. So that's pretty cool right there. Locking some volume. Of course it has its settings like most apps do. You can hide the notification at the top. You can have it vibrate whenever your volume is locked because you've accidentally tried to turn it up. You can pick and choose which volumes to lock. You have your option of your alarm, your media, your ringer, your notifications, your system volume, which would be, the sound of pressing the keys or anything that you might have a sound on that has to do with your system, voice, which is your phone calls, and Bluetooth. So that's a good app right there. There is a paid version and there is a free version. It's always good to support the developers. The next app I'm going to be talking about is Green Power. Now this is a pretty cool app to have. This app helps me save a lot of battery. It comes with several different modes that you can unlock with a pro feature. I personally don't need those features for what I do on my phone, so I don't need to manage my Wi-Fi. That's a feature that does come with it, but as you see here, Bluetooth, the feature's locked. The app manager, the feature's locked, and if I scroll down here, you can see that the night mode feature's locked. But the cool thing about this app is what it does exactly, the way you set it up, and I'll go into the settings here. You can actually see where it says screen off delay, how long to wait before turning off Wi-Fi data when the screen is turned off. Now what this app does is when you put your phone to sleep by pressing the power button and stick it into your pocket or your purse, it'll actually shut off your 4G for however you have it set. I have mine set for 10 seconds. So 10 seconds after I put my phone into sleep, it'll disable my 4G. It won't allow any traffic coming in or going out of my phone, which will save me a lot of battery. As soon as I wake my phone back up to use it, it'll turn it right back on for me, and then so on and so on as I shut it off and turn it on. Now I know what you're thinking, well then what about my text messages and my phone calls? Well, that has nothing to do with your data. That has to do with the other bar, which is right next to it. That's your mobile network. That's where your phone calls and your text messages come from, so you'll still receive them just as good. The only thing you might not receive is, for instance, like an email or maybe a Facebook notification. But as soon as you turn your phone on and you connect back to your data, you should immediately or within a couple minutes receive those notifications anyway, so you really don't miss out on anything. So this is a pretty good app to have as well. Okay, the next app is called Wi-Fi Battery Saver. Now the great thing about this app, and I'll turn it on so you can take a look at it. Now you see the 101 here and the not yours. These are different routers I have programmed into here. You can program any router. For instance, if you go to a Wi-Fi hotspot at a place where you eat, like Atlanta Bread, if you know what that is, or any type of Wi-Fi hotspot that stores offer or businesses offer, you can program their router into here, and what this app does is as soon as you come in range of that router, it'll literally automatically turn on your Wi-Fi for you. You won't even have to do it. It might not turn it on while the phone's asleep, but as soon as you wake your phone up, it'll connect right to it and turn your Wi-Fi on. The second you walk out of range of the the router, it'll shut it right back off and your 4G will come right back on. So you'll never ever have to actually toggle your Wi-Fi. It'll always toggle it for you, unless of course you're in a new place that you don't have programmed into this program. So that's a pretty cool app right there to have. So I'm going to disable that though, because I don't need it right now. Alright, so the last app I'm going to be talking about in phone options is called No Bars. Now, this app is a little different than the last app I just discussed. This one actually does toggle your network. But what it does, for instance, is, let's say, as you see down here, it says signal search timeout, time to spend searching for a signal. What this app does is, I have it set for 5 minutes. So if I go into a range where there is no service, and now what your phone does when you do that is it constantly searches for the service until it finds something to connect to, and that uses battery because it's using CPU in your phone. So if you set it for one of these options here, it'll only try to do it for that long. So I have mine set for 5 minutes, so it'll search for a signal for 5 minutes. If it doesn't find one, it'll automatically put my phone into airplane mode, which will cause it to stop searching for a signal. And then you see right here with this option below it, how long to stay into airplane mode. Now I have mine set for 10 minutes, so in 10 minutes after being in airplane mode, it'll come out and search for a signal. If it doesn't find a signal, it'll go right back into airplane mode. If it does, then it'll allow me to connect to that signal. So that's a pretty cool app to have right there. So you can see it has its options such as other apps do. So okay, now moving right along, let's go into our call settings. First one we're going to be talking about is Ringtone Randomizer. Now this is an awesome app. You can literally take any type of MP3s, MP4s, ringtones, notifications, anything that's a sound, and you can put it into here, and every time your phone rings, every time somebody calls your phone, it'll play a different ringtone at random. So as you can see, a little bit of my taste of music in here. You can actually, I have all these set in there, so when my phone rings, it'll play one of these. And I don't know if you can see this, I'm going to scroll down, there's more in here. Those apps are a little screwy sometimes. So you can see I have a bunch of different things in here. And the great thing about it is, let's say you come in here and there's something in here already that you don't want on there, and you're like, well, I didn't put that in there, how'd that get in there? All you got to do is uncheck it and it won't play it. You can have, of course, your notification status bar, you can have that shut off. But anytime someone calls your phone, it'll play a ringtone, and then when you hang up with them, the next time someone else calls, it'll play a different one. Try it out if you download it. Call your phone a couple times. You'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so that's another great app to have. Now remember, these are all apps, these apps that I'm showing you are all apps that if you use task killers or anything like that that kills background processes, these are apps that you'd want to make sure that you ignore or exclude from these things. Because you don't want to kill these, because if you kill them, they're not going to do their job because they're not going to be alive to do them. The next app that we have is called On Call End. Now this is a great one. Use this application to change the default action your phone does after a phone call. So for instance, if you're the type of person who hates it that after you hang up from a phone call, it goes right to your contacts or back to your dialer, you can actually set it so it'll go straight to your home, and you can just shut your phone into sleep mode and put it into your pocket or purse, rather than having to press the home button or the back button to back out of the program. Now I don't use the regular phone dial pad. I actually have a themed one installed in here. So I know most phones, after you get off of the phone call, it brings you to the contacts. I don't want that. I want to be able to get off the phone and just shut my phone down without having to go all the way back to the main screen. So I'm going to show you here. After incoming call, now you can do nothing. You can go back to your home. You can go to your dialer. So it's pretty cool. It's another great app to have on your phone. Alright, the last app we're going to be talking about is called Redial. Now, this is a pretty cool app because, as you can see here, last incoming, last outgoing, last missed call. When you bring this up, it's kind of like a quick shortcut. This isn't an automatic app, but it's a quick shortcut to get to, let's say you missed the call. Oh, I missed that call. Well, here you go. All you got to do is touch the bar, and it'll automatically go right to your dialer and call them back. The last person you called, ooh, I want to call them back. Well, you don't have to go into your phone, then go into your contacts and look for them again, or go into your phone and look through your history to find them. Well, obviously they're going to be at the top if they were the last person you called, but you don't have to do that. You can just open this app and tap that. Boom. As you can see, the last person that I called was my parents-in-law. Well, actually, my wife called their parents. But last incoming and last miss, my wife. So that's a pretty cool app to have right there as well. So there you go. That's some automatic apps that you can have on your phone that'll do things for you. You won't even have to do them. So remember, if you do anything that screws up your phone, I'm not responsible for it, because I didn't tell you anything that could screw up your phone. You're just an idiot if that's the case. And keep looking by my videos for things you can do on your phone without using a computer, things you could just do on your phone in general. And don't forget to subscribe. And that's about it. All right, guys. Have fun. I'm out.